Welcome. Namaste. My name is Babette. Thanks for being here, for practicing with me in my vinyasa classes. Today, very much a kind of practice that I would do if I wanted to dig in deep and kind of get it all out of the way. Lots of binding, lots of twists, lots of traditional shapes. Have fun with this one. Normally I rotate my sequences every week, or I design a new sequence every week. This one I actually did for 2 weeks with my yoga student friends here in New York, and it kept developing and people were like, please, can we do it again? So I hope that you enjoy and that you perhaps move through this a couple of times to really embody it. Have a bit of water, maybe a towel nearby. Blocks can always be handy, but primarily your practice space and your mat. Please come into a child's pose at the back of your mat when you're ready. Knees nice and wide, big toes touching. Walk your hands forward, rest your forehead on the ground. Releasing your sit bones to your heels. And then just take the next couple of breaths to maybe rock your forehead a little bit side to side, smoothing out. If there is any tension, soften the top of the feet into the ground. Let your belly really relax between the thighs. And then take a nice long inhale through your nose. And sigh out. Allow your lips to seal and continue to breathe in and out of your nose. Feel free to gently stoke up your Ujjayi breath, a little constriction in the back of your throat to help you streamline your breath. Stay in child's pose. Just bend your elbows and take your palms to touch over the back of your head, and then take that prayer-like shape in the nape of your neck as you walk your elbows forward. Let your forehead stay on the ground, letting your chest move a little closer towards the earth. Maybe imagine you're squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades and breathing in and out of your armpits to give you this beautiful expansion across the chest. Another deep inhale through the nose. Maybe side out. And then let that prayer come back over the crown of your head as you lift your head and walk your hands back until they are between your knees. Take your hands behind your seat. I like to tent the fingers. Draw your knees together and then lift the knees off the ground. Go for a bit of a pulse just to give you a nice stretch across the top of your feet. It's going to be a recurring theme today, so see if you can really breathe into this intense stretch of the top of the feet and the ankles. Then take your knees again wide as if you're about to take child's pose. Hands between the knees. Lift your seat, tuck your toes, and then lift your knees off the ground. Stay on your tippy toes here for lion's pose variation. Walk your hands forward. I like to tent the fingers, let the head drop. Big cat spine. Breathing into your lower back. And then walk your hands back to slide your forearms across your shins. Scoop the back of your heels with your hands. And then really press your forearms into the shins. Calves into the thighs. And thighs into the low belly. Find another deep breath in. Maybe side out. And then take your palms down underneath you. Lift your hips, lengthen through your legs. Find Uttanasana, your forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, forward fold your Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, up hands pose. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Next inhale, arms reach up, get very, very long through the sideways. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Think forward, then down for your Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, flat back. And exhale again, forward fold your Uttanasana. I do like 2 pulses, 3 pulses in fact. One more flat back. And then exhale, forward fold.
And one more, inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Another half lift on the inhale. Exhale, walk it forward to your plank pose. Just waking up your hands, your wrists. Pushing through your palms. So the back of the heart opens to the ceiling. Pushing through your heels. So the legs and the glutes become very, very active. Exhale, draw back to your downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out through your feet a little bit, if that feels good. Slight head bobble, just to make sure the head is relaxed, meaning the neck. Spread through the fingers out wide. And please try not to lock out your knees. You want to keep them relaxed so that the pelvis stays relaxed, especially the low back wide open. Continue to look back as you lift your heels and hips, dome it forward into a plank pose through that beautiful cat spine. And then exhale, think cow spine as you lead with the hips back to downward facing dog. Twice more. Inhale, rippling through your spine. Think about these as elevated cat-cows. Exhale, draw the hips back through that arc. One more time. Inhale, up and over to plank. And then exhale, draw the hips back, downward facing dog. Taking it up a little notch. Inhale, come up and over to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, push through your palms. And then exhale, your downward facing dog. Find your breath, maybe deep inhale. And then side out. Next inhale, big toes touching, and then float your right leg all the way up into the sky. Bend the knee, find a big, beautiful open hip. Circle through that ankle, a bit of a clockwise, counterclockwise, just to give that joint some love. Next inhale, straighten back through the leg, face the toes down. Come forward to a one-legged plank pose, push through your palms. Exhale, right knee to nose, cat spine. Inhale, one-legged plank, lengthen through your right leg and spine. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, right down dog split, send the weight all the way back. Exhale, knee to nose, create space underneath you, and then step the foot through between your hands. Use your hands if you need to. Lower your left knee down, untuck your toes, and inhale, sweep your arms up for Anjaneyasana. I like Kali Mudra, interlacing last 3 fingers overhead. Give yourself some space in the front body. Perhaps push through your right heel a little bit. Lifting up, then leaning back, then committing to the lunge. Maybe a gentle pause. And then exhale, hands come down, frame your right foot, a brief half split just to negate. Draw the toes towards you. Next, inhale, rebend the knee, weight comes forward. Tuck your left toes, knee lifts, plant the left palm. Inhale, early boomerang twist, all 10 toes to your right. You can let the hips dip if that feels good. Push through the outer blades, pinky toe edges of your feet. Inhale, up and over your left shoulder for a runner's lunge over the back of your mat. Coming on tented fingers, and then lift your right leg up into the sky for an early standing split. Bend the left knee as much as you need to. And do let your head drop and look at your right foot in the sky. Exhale, right knee to nose. Fully breathe out. Inhale, leg goes back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, knee into your nose. Inhale, leg all the way back. Exhale, one more time into your nose. Keep the thigh glued to your belly. Look down first. Bend the left knee a little bit. Look forward and up, and take your right leg all the way with you as you come up to stand. Interlace your fingers around the right shin, knee, or even around the right hamstrings. Circle through your right ankle, clockwise, counterclockwise, steady breath, steady gaze. And then release your right leg and send it back to a warrior 3. So you become parallel with the ground, hands by your heart, by your side if you wish. Get super duper long, maybe drop your right hip a little bit. And then exhale, hands come down, find a standing split again. Bend your right knee, maybe this is enough. If you want to, you can reach back with your left hand for the big toe edge of your right foot. And maybe you just want to bend both knees here and pause. Or lengthen through left leg and turn your right knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe draw the heel to your right glute. And then carefully release the tail. Giant step back into a runner's lunge here over your left leg. Plant your right palm down. Inhale, all 10 toes to the left. Boomerang twist. Again, you can dip the hips. And then inhale up and over your right shoulder for a runner's lunge, back over your right leg. So a lot of circular motion here. Tented fingers, fist blocks. Inhale, look forward, spread across the collarbones, and exhale, lengthen through your right leg, allow your head to drop. Next, inhale, rebend that right knee again, plant your palms down, sweep your right leg all the way up into the sky, dog split. Open that up for the 3rd time here, and maybe you want to take that all the way over to your rock star. Remember, you can keep it stacked, or turn your heart open towards the ceiling. And then use your inhale to spin that back around into your right down dog split. If you wish, maybe this is a one-legged plank, perhaps into a one-legged chaturanga, to your upward facing dog, to your downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose, inside out. And then take a brief child's pose or sit up on your shins. I'm gonna turn around, but you stay where you are. And come back to your breath. So smooth, steady. You can always lengthen those exhales if you want to catch your breath a little bit quicker. Next, inhale back to all fours. And then exhale, downward facing dog. You're more than welcome to stay in down dog. If you want to ripple through your spine, maybe through a vinyasa, go for it. All right. Next, inhale, draw your big toes to touch. And float your left leg all the way up into the sky. Bend that knee, open your hip, give your ankle a whirl, clockwise, counterclockwise. And on the next inhale, re-lengthen through that left leg. Come forward to your one-legged plank. Exhale, left knee to nose, cat spine. Inhale, a one-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose, cat spine. Inhale, left down dog split. So now the weight goes all the way back. Exhale, knee to nose, so you can step the foot through between your hands. Lower right knee down, untuck your toes. And inhale, sweep your arms up for Ashtanga. Maybe interlace. So take a couple breaths here as it's such a beautiful front body opener. I say it all the time. Go for a bit of a pulse if that feels good. Try not to crank the neck. Just keep your biceps, arms by your ears, and just turn your gaze up if you can. Find another breath. And then exhale, hands come down. Frame your foot, back knee stays down. Brief half split to negate. Draw your left hip back a bit. Please don't lock out the knee joint. Big breath in. Maybe a sigh. Inhale, weight comes forward. Tuck your right toes, lift that knee. Plant your right palm into the ground and all 10 toes to the left, boomerang twist. Again, you can dip the hips if that feels good.
And then inhale up and over your right shoulder, runner's lunge over your right leg, back of the mat. Standing split, float the left leg up, let your head drop. Try to face those left toes down. It's a bit more challenging for your back body here. Beautiful strengthening for the back body. Let your head drop. Exhale, left knee to nose. Fully breathe out. Inhale, send that left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it all the way back. Energy through the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. And inhale, send it all the way back. Exhale, knee into your nose. Glue the left thigh to your belly. Look down first. Relax your right knee. Look forward and up as you come up to stand. Round that left leg up and with you. Interlace fingers around the shin, the knee, or around the hamstrings. Think leaning back a bit so your heart is stacked over your hips. Circle through your left ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. Steady breath. Release your left leg, swing it back to a warrior three. Just to get parallel, hands by your heart, by your sides if you wish, or maybe even over your ears. Think a bit more forward than you may suspect. Heart comes forward, push that back, heel back. Hands come down, you're back in a standing split. Let the head drop. Bend the left knee, maybe this is enough. Or reach back with your right hand behind you for the big toe edge of your left foot. You can pulse here a little bit, beautiful. Or start to lengthen through your right leg, turn the left knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe pull the heel to your left glute, find a bit of a push and a pull, pulse. And then carefully release that tail, hands come down, giant step back into your runner's lunge over your right leg. And then turn all 10 toes to your right, boomerang twist. And then turn up and over your left shoulder for a runner's lunge over your left leg, front of the mat. Tented fingers, fist or blocks. Inhale, look forward, draw your shoulders back, push through the right heel. And then exhale, lengthen through your left leg for a moment. Allow your head to drop. Inhale, rebend your left knee. Sweep the left leg all the way up for your dog split. Bend the knee, open hip, perfect. Maybe go for rock star to your right. Stacked. Or turn it open towards the ceiling. And then take that back around on the ball of your right foot for a left down dog split. Take that forward to one-legged plank. Maybe a one-legged chaturanga. To your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, heavy side out. And then do please take that moment, child's pose, or sit up on your shins. So we're already getting quite a bit into the hips. Next sequence will build on that. And we're going to get into a few of the Marichayasana variations. Be mindful of your knees. There's going to be options. Take them. Never any pain, please. Next inhale, forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Draw your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way up into the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left tricep, shoulders over the wrist, look between your thumbs. And then inhale, send the leg all the way back. Exhale, do that again, beautiful. Or maybe look forward, chest come forward, elbows back, a spider push up. And then inhale back to your left down dog split. Option number 3 here. You can take left knee to left tricep, a spider push up, or your Kundanyasana 2,
If you want to find your flying splits, and then send that back to your left down dog split. Weight goes all the way back. Exhale lightly in control. Step that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower right knee down, untuck your toes. Inhale, look forward. Just whole front body prepares. Sweep your left arm forward, up and all the way back. Just reach back, maybe lean back to find your tail grab, and then bring your weight forward. If you want to come onto your right forearm, go for it. To your chest up to the ceiling. Maybe gentle pause. Deep inhale. I like a big breath out. And then mindfully release that tail if you have it. Come back into your palms. Tuck your right toes. Push through the heel, the knee lifts. And then step that right foot to the outside of your right hand into your Malasana, your yogic squat. Hands to the heart. And smooth out your breath. If you want to, tend the left fingers in front of the left shin, right arm up. Maybe a half or a full bind. Peace fingers, wrist, hand towel. Now if you're not binding, meet me in a tree pose in the next couple of breaths. Your right leg will be your standing leg. Or with bind, pop on the ball of the left foot, the heel lifts. Heel to your right foot underneath you. Look forward, lift your seat a bit. And the seat can come up to stand in your bound half standing Malasana. Or you're in tree pose Vrikshasana with the left foot anywhere along the inside of the right leg. Just avoid the knee joint. One more breath. And then from either tree pose or your half bound standing Malasana, release the left lower leg. And then figure four, left ankle, right thigh, hands to the heart. Seat back, bend the right knee, pull your heart forward for figure four chair. So to find that deep hip flexion, you gotta send your seat back and bring your heart forward. Hold your hands up in front of you as if you're about to get a gift. Grab your whole left lower leg in your hands and then come up to stand in this standing pigeon variation. This is option one. If your knee is okay for it, turn your left knee down and take the pinky toe edge of your left foot into the right inner hip crease for half lotus in tree pose. You can hold on to the top of your left foot with your right hand and just take the left hand to the heart if you're in half lotus. If the left foot stays, maybe both hands at the heart. Deep inhale through the nose. And side out. Then release the left foot down. Inhale, arms sweep up, Urdhva Hastasana, get long. Exhale, forward fold your Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, step back, jump back, or float back. Upward facing dog, or your cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, big toes touch. Lift your left leg all the way up into the sky. Exhale, left knee to nose and step the foot through between your hands. Set your right foot up for warrior one. A bit to the right, heel pivots down to the left, and then come up to stand. As always, that little railroad track between your heels. Arms reach up. Push to the pinky toe edge of that back foot. Find your breath. Next inhale, reach your hands behind your tail, interlace the fingers, stay in the lunge, pull your fist down and back, open up the chest to the ceiling. And then exhale your humble devotional warrior. Allow your head to drop. Look at your back foot and just take a moment to allow the whole upper body to relax here. Try not to swing your seat out to the left. Draw that left hip underneath you. Find one more breath. And then mindfully release that bind. Frame your left foot. Pop on the ball of your right foot, you're back in a runner's lunge. And then send that up into another standing split. Right leg float. Exhale, right thigh to the belly. Squeeze it in. Relax that left knee as you reach your right hand back. First 2 fingers around the right big toe. Take your right arm on the inside of your right leg and then come up to stand. Draw the knee up into your chest. Left hand to the left hip. You can always interlace your fingers around the right hamstrings. Stay up or kick your right heel a little or a lot forward for your Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Left hand can stay on the hip or reach it up by the bicep, by the ear. Chin Mudra, index finger to thumb. Find one more breath. Release the toe lock, the hamstrings. A giant step back into a high crescent lunge. Remember, it's further back than might feel comfortable. Take a moment to find 4 directions, up, down, forward, and back. Exhale, hands come to the heart, and then twist to your left. That can be elbow, tricep. Take your time, lengthening through the spine, spaciousness across your collarbones. If you want to, you can expand your wings. Maybe if you want to go for a bind, peace fingers, wrist, and breathe into your lower back. Relax your left toes. Find one more breath. And then mindfully, if you have that bind, let it go. Frame your left foot, lower right knee down, on top of the toes. And take this all the way back until you're sitting for a moment on your right heel. And then take this on the inside of your right leg for half heroes. Please keep the top of your right foot flat on the ground as much as you can. A little bit of spaciousness between both thighs. Bend the left knee, step the foot down. And then you can make a strap with your hands around the heel, the ankle, the calf, the hamstrings. Lean back a little bit for hair on this pose. And try to pull your heart forward towards the top of your foot. Sit on that fleshy part above your butt bones. This is plenty. If you want to twist, take your right hand to the pinky toe edge of your left foot and then reach your left arm behind you. You can always tent the fingers behind you on the ground. Try not to swing your leg out to the right, so you can keep it facing forward and stay right on top now of your sit bones. Exhale, step that left foot back down to where you found it. Come up, draw that heel as close as possible towards you. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, reach forward. Flat as back you can find. This is enough. Maybe wrap your arms around and go for peace fingers, wrist, bind here. This is your Marachyasana E, if I'm correct. And then bow down a little bit. Take one more breath, again in the lower back. And then you can let that go. Keep your feet, your legs as they are. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Maybe this is enough. Or you want to go for your elbow hook, your twist here. Maybe this is enough. Or if you want to go for a bind, reach your right arm around. Maybe find peace fingers, wrist, Marachyasana F. A big breath in through the nose. Side out. So it's kind of like your seated twist, different bind though, and your half heroes on the right. And then carefully let that go. Let your left knee turn out to the left, bottom of the left foot, inner right thigh, or take the pinky toe edge of your left foot to the inner right hip crease as you did standing in half lotus. Make sure you face that left knee down. Wrap your left lower arm around your back, maybe find the left big toe or the right inner hip crease. Right hand to the left knee and your Barbajasana twist.
You can also take the back of your right hand underneath your left thigh and then push the palm down with that right leg. Quite challenging, very classic. Deep inhale through the nose, side out. And then whenever you're done, such a pretty twist, let that go. Keep your half lotus if you have it, otherwise the foot is on the inner right thigh. With your half lotus, keep that, rock your way a bit to the left and step that right foot forward. So you're in a half lotus variation here, or step that left foot down, right? So either half lotus or not. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, reach forward. And then maybe here to go for a bind around the right shin, thigh, lower back. And then feel free to fold forward here. Either or, you're digging into the ascending colon here, right side of your body. Wonderful for digestion. Find another breath. And then carefully let that go. And now take that right foot back down to where you had it, top of the foot down to the ground. And maybe you want to be here for a moment, or perhaps come up to stand for your horse salute pose. Feel free to adjust that left foot. Hands can be by the heart, or perhaps right arm over left, a hug, a half or full eagle wrap. Deep inhale through the nose. Maybe side out. And then take your time to unwrap the arms, bring your booty back down to the ground, and swing your right leg forward, with or without half lotus. With half lotus, beautiful half lotus, you're set up for Janu Shirshasana. If you have half lotus, wrap that left arm around your lower back. Inhale, right arm reaches up, or both hands, and then exhale, fold over for either Janu Shirshasana or your Ekapada Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Quite a mouthful. Find another breath. And then use your inhale to come back up. Go for peace fingers of your left hand around your left big toe. Peace fingers right hand around your right big toe. And then draw that left leg back. Think half happy baby for your shooting bow pose. Find one more breath for your archer's pose. And then take that left foot down in front of you. Bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left foot. Maybe walk your butt bones a bit forward. You can always make a strap with your hands and interlace around the pinky toes. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, send your butt bones back for Baddha Konasana. Just a moment to dig into the inner thighs and hips. Find one more breath. And then use your next inhale to come back up. A little less traditional transition. Hands behind you, pop onto your tippy toes. And then take your weight forward as if you're coming back into that lion's pose as you did at the beginning of class. And then take your forearms down to the ground. So some people say that baby crow is easier than regular crow. I don't necessarily agree, but we'll never find out if we don't try. So baby crow is on your forearms. Try not to look down, look way ahead of you. If you want to try, lift your seat, take your knees into the armpits. Look forward, pulse a little bit, and then maybe draw the big toes up, heels to your glutes. Try to continue to pull your chest forward so you don't face plant. And then draw the feet back down, walk your hands underneath you, lift your hips, forward fold Uttanasana, anywhere along the mat. Inhale, half lift, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. Walk it to the front of the mat if you're halfway through. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, forward fold. Find your Uttanasana. A half lift, flat back. Inhale. Exhale, your step back, jump back, float back. Upward facing dog. And then exhale, your downward facing dog. And deep inhale. Maybe side out. And then take a brief child's pose or sit up on your shins. I'm just gonna adjust my volume a little bit. All right. Sip of water, towel off if needed. And then we'll get into the second side. All right, next inhale, all fours. Exhale to your downward facing dog. On the next inhale, draw your big toes to touch and lift your right leg all the way up into the sky. Exhale, right knee to the right tricep, shoulders come over your wrists, and look between your thumbs, push the back of the heart open. Inhale, sweep that right leg all the way up. Exhale, same thing, right knee, right tricep. Maybe you want to look forward, bend your elbows back, find that spider push up. And then send it back to your right down dog split. You can do that again, or perhaps this time, Kundanyasana 2, where you draw your elbows back, chest comes forward, find your flying splits, and then take that back into your right down dog split. A lot of control, slowly, lightly step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then lower your left knee down, untuck your toes, look forward, front body prepares. Inhale, sweep your right arm forward up, all the way back. Feel free to find your toe, grab pinky toe edge of the foot. Totally cool it back into it, right? But then bring your weight forward. Maybe come onto your left forearm if that feels okay, and then turn your chest up towards the ceiling. Perhaps a bit of a pause. Deep inhale, a bit of a sigh. And then let that back foot go when you are ready. Come onto your palms, tuck your left toes, lift the knee, and step that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Finding Malasana round number 2. Opportunity to catch your breath. And then if you wish, turn your right fingers in front of the right shin, left arm all the way up, big chest expansion. Feel free to go for your half or full bind, peace fingers, wrists. Again, if you're not binding, tree pose over the next couple of breaths. Left foot is your standing leg. Or with bind, pop on the ball of your right foot, heel lifts, heel toe that left foot underneath you. Look forward, lift your seat, and then let your gaze pull you up as you come up to stand into your half bound Malasana. Try to straighten through that left arm to keep you upright, or find your tree pose, a Vrikshasana, left leg, standing leg. One more breath. And then either from tree or your bound, half bound standing Malasana. Release the right lower leg, place the ankle to the left thigh, hands to heart for balance. Booty goes back, heart comes forward, hands to heart. And then just take a moment to find your seat here. Take your hands in front of you, palms face up. Hold your right lower leg, and then come up to stand with that right lower leg. Again, if your right knee is okay with it, start to turn it down. Take the pinky toe edge of your right foot into the left inner hip crease, just so you can really allow for that beautiful turn down. Let that knee face down. Right hand to the heart, maybe left hand joins. Find a deep breath in, and again, perhaps a deep breath out. Then relax or release the right foot down. Inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, prepare. Your step back, your jump back, your float back. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Big toes touch. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way up. Exhale, step the foot through between your hands. Warrior one, so left foot a bit to the left, heel pivots down to your right, and come up to stand. So it's once you make it about that back foot, it's like the whole shape falls into place. Push that pinky toe edge down. You might feel spaciousness expand in your lower back. Reach your hands behind your tail, interlace. Inhale, pull the chest wide open, heart to the ceiling. And then exhale, humble, devotional warrior. Let the head drop. So I like to think about this as just ease in the upper body. Just let the whole upper body relax. Gravity moves through. And a lot of strength and mainly stability in that whole lower part of your body. Then let the hands come down, frame your right foot, pop the ball with the left foot, you're back in a runner's lunge. And then lift the left leg up, back to your standing split. Now draw the left knee into your nose. Reach back with your left hand, peace fingers around the left big toe. Take that left arm on the inside of your left leg. Look forward and up, coming up to stand. Maybe interlace your fingers around your left hamstrings. Stay up, or perhaps start to kick your left heel forward for your Utthita A. Think lengthening from your left butt bone to your left heel. And that super hair on the heart. Right arm can reach up if you want. Go for one. Go for two. And then a release the big toe lock or the hamstrings, giant step back to your high crescent lunge. Take a moment, find your bearings. Exhale, hands to the heart, twisting to your right, elbow, tricep. As always is a guide. Core is doing the twisting for you. Push to the back heel and keep your breath steady. Maybe expand your wings if you want. If you want to, full bind. Half bind, of course. Peace fingers, four fingers, wrist. And then, yeah, breath, breath. Keep it going. Find a way to keep that breath smooth. And then relax, release the bind if you have it. Float your hands down, frame your right foot. Lower left knee down. Please untuck the toes and then draw your seat all the way back. Briefly sitting on the left heel. And then take your booty over to the right, so you're sitting on the inside of the left heel. Ideally, it's hugging your outer left thigh, top of the foot down. Huge stretch for the ankle. No pain, but breathe through that. Maybe you need to move your butt bone a bit over to the right. Bend your right knee, step that foot in front of you. Make a strap with your hands around the heel, the ankle, calf, thigh, hamstrings. And then a lean back to find your heron's pose. A leg doesn't have to straighten, by the way. Heart pulls open to the top of your right foot. And if you want to go for your heron's twist, pinky toe edge of your right foot, grab it with your left hand. And then reach your right arm all the way back so you can stay upright. Right hand can tend behind you for support. Just check in that that right leg doesn't swing. And then step that right foot down to where you found it. A little bit of space between your thighs, your legs. Right heel close towards you. Inhale, both arms up. And then exhale or reach forward. You can continue to do that or go for a bind here. Pull your heart forward and then try to pull yourself in closer. Again, Malasana, E variation. There's a lot of them. Send your breath in your lower back. And then inhale, both arms reach back up. Exhale, twisting to your right. Maybe just a T-twist. Or use your right hand for support so you can work that left arm around. Maybe that is enough. If you want to go for your bind, it's quite a fierce bind. Feel free to go for that variation. Malasana F. Keep that super hair on the heart. Deep inhale through the nose. Maybe side out. And then carefully feel free to release. Right knee turns out to the right, bottom of the foot, inner left thigh, or take it to the pinky, inner hip crease of the left leg. Half lotus, reach your right arm around. Again, you can hold onto the right big toe or let it rest in the left inner hip crease if your sole of the foot is on the inner left thigh. Left hand, right knee. This is enough, plenty. If you want to, back of the left hand underneath your right thigh. Push the palm down with that right thigh, but then pull your chest open. Tricky stuff. Stay with your breath. Again, Barbajasana twist. I think it's a very pretty twist. And then mindfully release that. Again, you can keep your half lotus and step that left foot in front of you. Or if you're not in half lotus, pretty much your feet are touching, kind of like Baddha Konasana, but with one leg up. If you are in half lotus, make sure that right knee is facing down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Enough. Maybe go for your bind here if you want. And then perhaps forward fold. And then carefully release, inhale, arms up. You can take that left foot back behind you, top of the foot on the ground. And maybe this is enough and you want to wait this one out, or with your half lotus, come up to stand on your knees. Horse salute, hands by the heart, horse salute pose, or left arm over right, hug half or full eagle wrap. Perhaps lift the elbows, deep inhale, side out. And then again, just taking your time to unwrap the arms and bring your seat back down to the ground. You can again rock your weight in the right glute, swing that left leg forward. Keep your half lotus or bottom of the foot, inner left thigh. Right arm around your lower back. If you have half lotus, find a big toe, one or both arms up, and then exhale, forward fold. So a lot of these Malasana variations, especially with the half lotus, they dig into your digestive system. Here we're in our descending colon. This is why I started you off on the left, with the left leg. So just to aid our digestion. Find another big breath in, maybe all the way into the low belly. And then side out. And come back up on the inhale. Peace fingers of your right hand around your right big toe. Peace fingers of your left hand around your left big toe. Keep your left leg long. Draw that right leg back. Think half happy baby. I think it's much more challenging than it looks. And then take that right foot in front of you.
left sole of the foot to the inner right foot. You can stay up. Maybe this time you want to work the heels a little closer towards you. Maybe this time no hands holding on to your feet, but just walk them forward. Go for another breath. One more, Baddha Konasana. And then take your time to come up. Hands go behind your seat. Again, one more time, pop onto your tippy toes. Walk your hands forward. This time we'll look at our regular crow. Lift your bum high on your tippy toes, armpits over the kneecaps, look forward. You can draw your big toes to touch, lift the heels up. Breath, breath, breath. Feel free to take a step back, a jump back, a float back, or slowly start to draw the crown of the head to the ground. And maybe you want to come up into your tripod here. If you're moving through your vinyasa, meet me in down dog. Steady breath in tripod. Maybe draw your heels a little bit further back. And then once you're ready to exit, perhaps you want to take it back to crow, then a jump back, or start to teeter your legs back, 90 degree, and then a jump back, upward facing dog, to your down dog. Deep inhale, and side out. And then whenever you are ready, please take a child's pose or sit up on your shins. I'm gonna swap sides. You stay where you are. As I got one more standing wave for you. Sip of water again, towel off. All right, next inhale, forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you want that vinyasa, go for it, take it. And then when you're back in down dog, let's get this final standing wave. Draw your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your left leg again up into the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot all the way through. And then find warrior two. Right heel pivots to the left. Coming up to stand, arms on the horizon. Take your right arm around your lower back, snuggle it into the left inner hip crease. Maybe even push that left thigh down a bit. Flip your left palm, inhale, reverse warrior with your half bind. And then exhale, go for a triangle pose, up and over the left leg. And take your time. Think about that top arm, right arm around your lower back as your own hands-on assist. And keep pulling tailbone to your back heel. Steady breath. Then bend the left knee. Find your half-bound side angle. Right hand can come to the inside of the foot or keep it to the outside of the foot. Kind of your choice there. Keep that right arm wrapped. As you look down, find a half bound, half moon pose here. Left hand in front of your left foot, let your right leg float. And perhaps this is enough. Maybe you want to draw the left hand up to your heart. Maybe you want to bend your right knee and reach back with the left hand for the big toe edge of your right foot. A push and a pull, steady gaze. And then carefully release the tail, a giant step back to your warrior two, and release your arms on the horizon. Inhale, regular flip tip reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your left foot and pop on the ball of your right foot. Heel toe your left foot over to the left. And you're in Uttam Krishnasana lizard. Maybe you want to stay on your forearms. Maybe you want to come on your, maybe you want to stay on palms. Maybe you want to come on your forearms. Maybe you want to lower your back knee down. Or perhaps plant your palms down, tuck the toes, lift the knee. You can tuck the shoulder underneath the left knee. Try not to lift the hips too much. So sink the hips, drop the tailbone, look forward. And perhaps if you want to, you can go for a bind here, peace fingers, wrist. Keep pushing through that back heel. Keep pulling your heart forward and do find your breath. And if you're binding, carefully let that go. A lower right knee down, untuck your toes. Maybe heel toe your left foot a little bit more underneath you for half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. If you want to, tap into your Hanumanasana. A journey for sure, inch, centimeter, a little bit or a lot. If you want to, you can always reach your left hand behind you to your left and right hand to the outer left thigh for a bit of a twist. One more breath wherever you are. And then carefully, if the leg is long, draw it back. Rebend the knee, tuck your right toes, lift that right knee, and come up into a high lunge. All right, exhale, hands to heart. Twist to your left. Lots of binding. Go for that bind if you want. Peace fingers, wrist, hand, towel. All right, breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep your bind. Look down and then step that right foot next to the left. You may need a couple hops. If you're not binding, you can always come up to stand into Utthita C, grabbing the pinky toe edge of your left foot with your right hand and reach your left arm behind you. Or pop on the ball of the left foot, look forward and up. And maybe you want to come up into your bound, revolved Utthita C. Find your breath. You can always look over your back shoulder if you want. Go for one, go for two. And then carefully release. Grab that whole left lower leg between your hands. Find that standing pigeon. Or again, your half lotus. If half lotus is not your jam, find a figure four chair. And then wherever you are, a figure four forward fold or your half lotus forward fold. If you're in half lotus, you can reach your left arm around your lower back. Maybe find the left big toe and then draw yourself in close. Carefully release the big toe if you have it. Unhook left ankle and step it down next to the right foot. Inhale, half lift. Remember that shooting bow pose. We're going to try it standing. Right hand down, tended fingers, maybe even the block. Left hand, pinky toe edge of your left foot. And then bend your left knee as you draw the knee up towards the ceiling. Think kind of stepping the left foot in a bootstrap. Half happy baby, but standing bow pose. And then step that left foot all the way back into a runner's lunge. On the inhale, turn over your left shoulder for Skandasana, over your left leg. And then take that back into side angle. Feel free to go for your bind. Same leg, just different bind variation. Pull your chest open to the wall that you're looking at. Breath, breath, breath. Awesome. And then feel free to heel toe that right foot in so you can step it to the front of the mat.
Keep your bind, look forward and up, and maybe come up into your bird of paradise. Superhero on the heart. As you can straighten through the left leg if you want. Just a cherry on top. And then after another breath, step that left foot back down. From here, keeping that bind, perhaps play with a bound half moon. My floor is not completely straight, so I'm going to take a step back. Steady breath, lifting your right leg up. This side is always a bit trickier for me. Play once more. Oops, falling means we're trying. And then let your hands come down. Internally rotate your right leg. You're in a standing split. Look down. Take your left hand to the left ankle. I like to wrap my forearm around the calf. And then maybe this is enough. Again, try to look down, steady gaze, belly to thigh. And perhaps take your right hand to the left ankle. Keep lifting your right leg. It is your counter gravity. Pull the thigh in close to your belly. And then carefully step the foot down. Forward fold your Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you take it back your way. Step, jump, float. Upward facing dog, cobra, knees, chest and chin. To your downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Side out. And then a child's pose or sit up on your shins. All right. So, final side. Try to let all of that go, right? Each side is different. Always have to remind myself, let this be its own conversation. As, you know, just because it's the same sequence doesn't mean it has to be the same experience. All right, all fours, hands and knees. Exhale, down dog. Again, if you're like, I want a vinyasa, please take it. Or stay in your down dog. Next inhale, draw your big toes to touch. Lift your right leg all the way up into the sky. Exhale, step the foot through between your hands. Find warrior two, left heel pivots to the right. Coming up to stand, find your feet. Take that left arm around your lower back, snuggle it into the right inner hip crease, and then draw that left shoulder down. Flip your right palm up, reverse warrior. Try to stay in that lunge. It really opens up the sideways. Exhale, keep the left arm around your back, triangle pose, up, over, and then just take your time here. The hand can always lower, but do find that beautiful side waist opening. And maybe if you want to slide that right hand a little bit further down. Tailbone to the back heel, push the pinky toe edge, left foot down, right big toe mount down. And then keep the left arm as is, bend your right knee, side angle, half bound variation. Maybe heel toe back foot in a bit if you want to feel a bit more steady if it's slipped. Keep that left hand wrapped as you look down. So find this into a half bound, half moon pose. Left leg lift. Take a little bit pulling up the heart forward, triangle on leg. Perhaps this is enough. Maybe right hand up to the heart. Maybe bend the left knee and reach back for the big toe edge of the left foot. Push and pull once you have it. Find a very steady gaze.
Don't hold your breath. And then release that foot if you have it. Giant step back to your warrior two. And arms come back on the horizon. Flip, tip, reverse. Regular reverse warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame that right foot, pop on the ball of the left foot. Heel toe right foot over to your right. Set yourself up for lizard. Again, back knee can be down. I would recommend that you take the variation you did on the first side. If you want to tuck your right shoulder underneath the knee, go for it. Pull hard forward, left heel back. And if you want to, a bit of airplane wings as you lift your hands off the ground. You can take peace fingers, wrist. Pull your heart forward. Steady breath, trying to lift your hips up if you're in your bound lizard. And then let that go if you are binding. Hands come down. Release the left knee if it's up, heel toe right foot a bit more underneath you. And then go for a half split. Maybe your Hanumanasana, journey into full split. Just to give the back of the right leg a break. Maybe you want to stay where you are, pulse a little bit. Or reach your right hand back towards your right leg, left hand to the outer right thigh for a bit of a twist. Gosh, it makes this shape so different. Deep inhale through the nose, side out. And then mindfully, please take your time, come out. Draw the right leg back if it's long. Rebend the knee, tuck your left toes, knee lift, and come up into your high lunge. Hands to the heart. Go for your twist. Nothing to rush through, please. Done a bunch of twists at this point. Bunch of binds. Maybe you want to go for another full bind here. And be with your breath. Whether with or without bind, look down and then step that left foot forward. Might be a couple hops. So you're kind of a bound, twisted chair, or not bound. If you're not binding, grab the pinky toe edge of your right foot with your left hand and reach your right hand back. Or pop on the ball of your right foot, look forward and up, and maybe come up into your bound. Uttita, Hasta, Padavastasana, C. Steady breath. Go for one, go for two, and then carefully release. Find that whole right lower leg between your hands, standing pigeon. Either back into half lotus or figure four chair. And then with half lotus or figure four, find your forefold over your left leg. If you're in half lotus, you can always reach your right arm around your lower back and find the right big toe. And pull yourself in close. And then carefully let that foot go if you have it. Right hand lowers, unhook the right ankle. You're in Uttanasana, still facing the back of your mat. Standing bow pose, left hand down, tended fingers, maybe block, palm down. Grab the pinky toe edge of your right foot with your right hand. And then bend your right knee. Find that big hip opener. Push, push, push through both your feet. And then release that right foot, a giant step back, runner's lunge. Then turn over your right shoulder, Skandasana, over your right leg. And then turn up and over into side angle. I'm going to slide back a bit because I don't want to land on my plant here. Go for your bind.
bound side angle. Steady, pull the chest open to whatever it is you're looking at. And let's start to look down so you can see where to step that left foot forward to. Pop on the ball of your right foot, look forward and up, and maybe come up into your bird of paradise. Right knee can be bent. If you want to straighten through the leg, by all means, go for one, go for two. And then step that right foot down with your bind, face the toes forward. A half bound, a full bind, or no bind, half moon pose. One more breath wherever you are. And then carefully release. Internally rotate left leg, you're back in a standing split. Grab the back of your right heel with your right hand. Maybe wrap the forearm around the calf. Draw yourself in close, lift the left heel. If you want to, take the left hand to the right ankle as well. It's really that pulling in close and lifting of the top leg that's so powerful. Go for one more breath. And then step your feet together, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, flat back. One more time, step back, jump back, or float back. Upward facing dog, cobra. To your down dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out. And then please come to hands and knees. We did a lot of figure fours, half lotuses. Let's have a look at full lotus. Again, if your knees are not okay with this, just take a moment in a seated meditation, or maybe you want a regular pigeon. Feel free to take both sides. Traditionally, right foot in comes in first for Malasana Lotus, and then take your left leg in second. I still need both my hands. If you want to, wait, I'm going to readjust this. There we go. Maybe this is enough. Or carefully, I'm going to scoot back a bit. Come to lie on your back, so slowly roll it back. And then if you want to, take that up into a shoulder stand, a little bit of momentum. Hands on the hips. Try to parallel your shins with the ground. And if you want to, take your hands to your knees. I don't know if I can talk through that. Your elbows will lift off the ground. Core, core, core. One more breath. And then take your time to slowly roll back onto your back. And then come up into a seat. Again, you may need to work your way a bit back. If you want to counter with Mayurasana, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to walk my hands forward, coming onto your knees, and then you might want to lie on your belly. You can make a pillow with your hands. It can actually feel really nice in the lower back and your psoas. Find a deep inhale through the nose. Maybe a sigh. I hope my friends that decided to take pigeon have swapped their sides. And then if you're on your belly with full lotus, use your hands
to bring yourself back into a seat, and then you can undo your full lotus. Come onto your back. Go for a nice windshield wiper. So we did a lot of twists today. It's a great way to prep for back bending. Maybe you want a bridge pose, maybe even something as gentle as a fish pose. Of course, you can take your hands by your ears and perhaps come up into your wheel Urdhva Dhanurasana. A little bit of a pulse if that feels good. And then take your time to come down when you're ready. Again, a little windshield wiper, maybe a full happy baby. And then keep your right foot in happy baby, but lengthen your left leg long on the ground. Take your whole right lower leg between your hands. It's an upside down pigeon. Maybe you want to cradle the right foot in the left elbow crease, right knee in the right elbow crease for this very active form of pigeon, your upside down pigeon. Deep inhale through the nose, side out. This may be enough, or again, if Lotus is okay for you, it might be nice to take the pinky toe of your right foot into the left inner hip crease and just turn the right knee down to the back edge of your mat. Beautiful to stretch through your quads as well. And then please come back into your happy baby. This time keep a hold of your left leg, lengthen your right leg long on the ground. Take that left lower leg between your hands as we've done a couple of times. Maybe you want to take the foot into the right elbow crease and into the knee into the left elbow crease. Your supine pigeon. Maybe this is enough. Deep inhale through the nose, sigh out. Or if that half lotus was okay, take the pinky toe of the left foot towards the right inner hip crease and just turn that left knee down to the back edge of your mat. And then you can just allow yourself to blossom open into your Savasana. The leg is along, maybe Supta Baddha Konasana, bottom of the feet together. And then please allow yourself to start to soften into that final shape. As I'm going to just play my bowls here for Savasana. Allow your eyes to close. Processing your practice.
so much for your energy, your breath, and your practice.